Vitality storm the board to open up their playoff run, and what a run it will have to be with Gambit waiting in those quarterfinals for them. That's if they get there. Overpass is the only thing that stands between the Frenchman and the next round of the bracket. 6 wins in a row on this map for Vitality, looking to make it 7. I'm here with Harry. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Vitality, they're doing good as well. They just farmed Complexity back on Vertigo, and so now we get to their map pick. Let's see how things are looking. Already a nice start for JKS and Blame F, as this boost is used to put a stop to the short water control. And now for Kyojin and Apex, left in this in a 2-on-4. The odds heavily stacked against them. And it should be around for Complexity. There we go.
Stall out the should until they win, and then you don't have to worry about whether you're right or wrong, and you're not, because Cole, they do take the pistol round and start as they needed to in this second map. No sleepers to overpass themselves, but they are facing the kings of this one. Cole, actually, they played it once during the group stage, Harry. They took down VP 16-14, a known Overpass team, but at the same time, VP didn't really live up to our expectations in their group. Vitality certainly did. Blame trying to get involved in middle, gets the flash nade combo off, and gets out without a graze.
Oh, S-Tag's looking a little curious as to what lies back in Monster. We got this triple toilet set up for Complexity. And while this is happening, Vitality are working middle. So they might have to uncover the terrible truth that lies back in the toilets here. A lot of bodies there, ready to cause a lot of problems. Apex fires off, you know, just a shot through Monster, just to try to give the illusion that, like, yeah, I'm holding this. Don't come through that Monster smoke. But S-Tag heard the footsteps, and a part of me wonders if that shot might entice him in even more. While this is now happening, long control is going to be attempted. Are they ready for poisons? Good for the first, and on the swing, drops out everyone on the long side. As you look for this trade, this is where you uncover just how many players were waiting in the toilets. So wonderful little, you know, claps onto that attempt at the long and toilet take from Vitality. And Complexity are onto a second.
Insane shots out of Poison, making a famous burst already. No, that's in full auto, man, and he's just tearing through them. Great shots, 4 out of 5 in the round. And yeah, only 1 casualty there, so no real problem for Complexity in terms of rebuying either. For Cole, just gotta, yeah, for Vitality, just gotta take the eco. Already a slower start, right? Just the fact that Vitality ran away with that, you know, 10-0, 12-0 lead back on the previous map just made us feel like this game was never going to go any other way. Well, when Cole started with the same momentum, the same dominance, at least in the first 3 rounds, that's got to feel a little bit better, a weight off of your shoulders. Now, these rounds can still get hairy, Harry, as a 2v3 ensues. Vitality grab the bomb and they evade.
Oh. Yeah, they're going to try and get cute with it. They're going to try and get a little bit tricky here in this 2-on-3. At the very, very least, right, they would love to do a little more damage, maybe get out of the round with a bomb plant. Sharks trying to clear short. Now, he should be ready for a player close right, but will he be ready for someone up on the railings? I don't think so. S-Tag able to remove the con component of this B play. Now, ZywOo will get into the B site. He's going to hit a weird timing onto S-Tag at short, but just looking away is as that peak comes through.
That's for you. That's CS for you, baby, you know? You never know when you're going to get peaked. If you're holding an angle, hold it a couple seconds longer before you look away. So we didn't have the time to do that, though. Bomb plant would have been nice, but without it, you're still going to be able to afford everything. Kyojin even saving a bit of spare cash. Going to be sent in first, I'd imagine, with the Mac 10, 2k left up, not even buying much utility. That screams that he wants to play a quicker round. And so in towards B they go. Vitality looking to start strong, flex their muscles.
Poison's here, though. That could be a lineup. It's a lot of damage, and he even gets back Onto Pillar, now dancing around with this orb. There's a second out of poison, and it's AWP. And with the earlier tag onto ZywOo raining in extra damage, these players really are softened up for Vitality. Now desperately looking for a means to an end. They're going to try and get this bomb down. It's open for CT, but with no one peeking. Nothing offered up.
No.
That was your own flash, ZywOo. It's fine. Everyone does it every now and again, even dudes like ZywOo. He's still got the AWP. Can he tango with the best of them? Complexity moving in. Low on HP, even one would be good. Apex now left in this 1v2 clutch, hidden over at Monster. Smoke on the bomb. He's got to swing wide if he wants to put a stop to this. And there's the short peek getting rid of him. Complexity grabbed themselves a fourth. Vitality still yet to field around. They try to change the pace going into a fast B when they first, break ground with the rifles. And it ends up feeding this Complexity CT side another round.
It's still a very scary post-plant, right? His poison, he may do a lot of damage here, but his orb got gifted to ZywOo, and that's when you start getting worried. Luckily, Nato was already in water by the time ZywOo took out Blame. His own smoke actually gave Cole room to move. He just wanted it, to stall, to buy a bit of time for the bomb there. Apex forced out by the tap. And double up still in the hands, firmly in the hands of Complexity. Can't quite see the legs, they can see him. He does grab the shot. Poison, that's a bit obscene. Going back for another. Oh, the jump. All it's going to do is delay the inevitable, though. Apex will eventually fall. And now Shox doesn't expect a Monster repeat. He's found a bit of a timing. If he went there, he would have found players with their back turned. He still can. He still might.
Looking. Oh, now JKS is giving it attention. There's still all these timings where if Shoxy had gone, it would have been devastating. But now there's someone on his angle. JKS is here. Oh, mate, he's holding nades again. Like, Shox has had all these opportunities where he doesn't know it, but there's been so many chances to have exploited timings at B. Now that he's smoked off, he's going to have to decide, well, do I want to hang around or do I want to go through it? He's waiting for a flash, but they turn away and they mow down this Monster push. Just Masuta left, 1v5 and a long way from home.
Yeah, it's a real shame for Vitality, right? Like, he's calling, all right, guys, I'm out Monster already. They don't know I'm here, group up with me. And they're probably going to go contact. They probably don't even want the flash, but then that smoke comes down. Shox, he either has to play in front of it and get peeked, and, maybe his barrel sticks out, or he has to go hide inside and wait for the flashbang. And it doesn't do anything to S-tag up close. Him and JKS locking down Monster. And right now, there's a really good sign out of Cole. This is them showing some face today. In a series that didn't really have any of that. Mask on in the first map. 5 alive, the double AWP continues, and Masuta has to save his AK. Starting strong for Complexity. This was insane.
Yeah,
the first shot.
No, yeah, the first shot especially. Yeah. I've never seen, the Monster guy be the one to get out of it unscathed and dish damage the other way. All right, Vitality, we need to see some ideas now, because this is a little 5-0 start for Cole that they're very, very content with after how, Vertigo was few and far between when we look at rounds that Complexity were able to field. Oh, they even silent boost the AWP of Blame up in Con. You can run and jump it from the stairs, but that makes noise. So throwing him up here on the boost maybe makes you discount this position on the mid-cross. That's what it's designed to catch out. Apex with a tag, but not quite the kill. And ZywOo dead down in Con. As you try to trade that, as you're tempted in by the presence of this Con player, that's where the little 1-2 punch of the AWP and AK hit you. Oh, Kyojin will dig out that AWP, but there's still a second man here. There's still NATO Safix to worry about. And he's being a nuisance in the backline of Vitality, just eluding capture and Con, not wanting to give this trade over. And now that you hear players spamming short, ooh, my goodness. Well, that pulled the attention away. Masuta does not want to face the connector player. A-Site only has poison in it right now. If you ever wanted to look at a silver lining, it's that. But even if you get this kill, even if you get in, you... Oh my God! All right, Masuta. But as I was saying, even if you get this, you don't know where everyone else is. You're worried about your backline. You're worried about the front. You're going to try and plant in the smoke. JKS can't find him through it. No. But there's that rotation up through Dumpster that will. And so it maintains this flawless 6-0 scoreline for Complexity.
Yeah, it looks good. All I'm remembering, all I'm thinking about there is that one tap. Honestly, that blows your socks off, mate. Warm feet. But still, Cole keep it clean. 6-0, as is NATO. You know, he was 1-12 at points in that first map. He was really having a mare. So this is going to be a lot more reassuring for him. Nice flick out of poison, man. We're getting some sharp shots from either side in this second map. I'm glad Cole haven't gone down with a whimper and just gotten smoked on the second map of the series. No matter how it goes from this point forward, they've at least started strong. They've got that to lean on. Only one AWP per team. ZywOo now donning his. Wasn't really required on Vertigo. Did it for fun right at the end of the T side. But now he's got to find this opener. He's got to do what he does best and set Vitality up for success.
Poison and Blame are looking to fight you in mid. They peek ahead. Oh, Poison catches that Molotov, and NATO down in con. He needs a flash to set him up for peaks. Timing's everything here, and there's the flashbang. NATO Sapphics has them lined up on a platter. Trapped in the connector, but still looking to fight. Will eventually concede some ground, give something over, and with Poison dead on short, it's opened up this 3-on-3. Look at the path that Shox has crafted all the way through long. Now, it might seem like a real gift having Shoxy here, but at the same time, all it's doing is making you say, okay, they've probably pushed B, they're probably flanking us through con, right? The A bomb site is completely silent, and so they're going to be waiting around in middle for a long time, but the kills might come to ZywOo. There he is, patient for that lurking player. This all comes off the information that Shox has gained over in A.
Yeah. That makes you so mad if you're S-tagged there. You're like, why is he still, there's 20 seconds left, he's still in middle, and there's another! ZywOo doubles up. You thought NATO had done enough in mid. Not anything of the sort. Shox with the information game to give ZywOo the double kill, and JKS didn't even know that they had that position gained already. Shox has been there all damn round. Lovely little path for Shox to get up into that MTA bomb site after he spots, you know, their very heavy mid setup. They clear Poison out. They know NATO's not going to repeat without a teammate there. Vitality, great reaction. You would still expect a third man on A, just given how much, you know, how many players of Vitality were spotted on that top site. But when you don't see them, ZywOo does everything they need with that information, putting Vitality on the board early on.
Oh, Blame trying to get confident with it. He's been very, very keen to fight middle with support from Poison. And so they're looking to make these mid fights happen again. Poison, dry peeked by Kyojin. That's a guaranteed kill for an AWP sat up in party, and they were never ready for the 1-2 punch of Blame F there as well.
Yeah, you wonder how much Vitality is still riding that high the first map, right? Like in the end of the game, in those few T-side rounds, we saw a lot of this. Like Vitality just confident, taking fights. Like nothing wrong with that, but you know, on Vertigo, it felt like inevitable that they were going to close that map. Here on the second, Cole coming with a new face. So Vitality are losing all their 1v1s right now, and that is giving Cole such a great route back to a win here. NATO considers nading the door, doesn't want to put himself in hot water. They're right beside. Will eventually come through. Shox has short all this while. That being said, it's still a 2v5, Harry. It's still not really a way back in for Vitality unless there are some big mistakes made by Cole.
Yeah, it would take some kind of divine intervention. It would take a bit of a miracle for you to close this out. And I think Vitality know that. They're not even really keen to move in here. Flash is going to go over, but Shox could just die to the short peak. ZywOo attempting to gain real estate out through Monster, dies with the bomb. And now Shox is going to get followed up onto as well. It's 7-1 for Complexity. You know, last time we saw these two teams go head-to-head on this map, we did have 3 players different in this server, right? Obviously, that was RPK still in over Kyojin. We're going all the way back to February here, right? That was Config, not out of injury, and that was Rush still in as well on the Cole side. But, you know, there, it was 16-2 to Complexity. ZywOo had a very, very quiet game by his standards. And so, you know, it shows that they've been able to nullify some of these key players on Vitality before. Admittedly, there's a lot of new challenges facing this Complexity squad that we have in the server. But, you know, if you've done it once, they're looking to do it again.
Yeah, it's certainly a route to that, certainly a good start. You know, we saw how keen Cole were to buy up the double AWP as well in the first few rounds of the half. The first rifle round they had it, so more than ready with what Vitality have to throw at them. And yeah, ZywOo, top of his team, but that's not really much of a statement there. It's a quiet one all across the board. This is where, you know, you hope Kyojin doesn't slow down. He was so key on that CT side of Vertigo. And JKS, honestly, on the other side, is having a much better time at things as well, able to have impact towards the monster position, a far more used position than maybe the B side of Vertigo can be.
Also, let's talk Connecto Sapphics, right? Yeah. This guy has been a nuisance down in Connector, mate. He has constantly uprooted these plans, you know, these mid-hits, getting flashed in by Poison. Well, this time, finally, he's not in con, right? Yeah. He's instead lent towards B early. So that's going to give you a little bit more room here if you're Vitality. You finally have this connector control that has been stifling you in rounds gone by. Are they going to be able to find anything with it, though? Because you're still going to get past this mid-hole to blame F and Poison, and they are anything but forgiving, shutting down the first 2 that rear their head. Vitality left looking for trades that just aren't presenting themselves and aren't in safe locations to go and get.
Oh, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Good flash. Poison dodges it, though. Won't hang around and try and take a blind shot. Instead, he relies on the flick that he will hit, and Blame capitalizes upon it. It's only ZywOo. 1v4, 30 seconds to find anything here. And they're not giving him much. Blame's still in toilet, but double rotate up A with connector taken. You know there's no route to a round for ZywOo. He's going to have to save his AWP. And you talk about NATO, Harry. Well, I remember the first time, or the last time, he stood in for Complexity. I guess it was also the first time.
First and last time.
Well, it was a few seasons of Pro League ago, and I remember the debut map was Overpass. I remember it was T-side for Cole, and NATO was, you know, 10-0 in the first few rounds. I remember he was just running connector rounds on the T side, popping into B short. I don't know why I remember that. I just remember how strong he started, and I was thinking about it because he again did the same here. He went 9-0 up on this CT side, was looking really, really good, or 8-0 I think, until they finally shut him down on that con flank round, where ZywOo got the double with the AWP. Vitality's only round in this game so far. This is a very different matchup to the one of Vertigo. 8-1. Complexity have flipped the script.
And will we really be commentators if we didn't look at the pseudo-psychology side of this as well, right?
Absolutely.
You imagine if your Vitality were riding this high back on Vertigo where it felt like nothing could go wrong, even when you were taking peaks that I think Vitality would admit were overzealous a lot of the time, you would still be reaping the reward from it. It felt like everything you did was working as best it could, whereas now you can't win a 1v1 to save your life. You can't do anything. It feels like every turn you try to take just ends in another dominant round for Complexity.
We've had a lot of dry fights as well, right? Like Vitality just trying to peek angles that maybe you would get away with in a lot of games, but not this one.
I think the first, you know, aspect of like having, you know, feeling your mental game slipping away, it's like the first step always feels a bit like denial, where you go, no, I can still be as confident as I was. You know, it's just a mind game at the end of the day. Like, I got this, and you keep trying to play, you know, with what was working. You know, you're being very confident, at least in how you're positioning and how you're poising yourself for fights. But you're not getting the results, and that's the problem, right? Like, you're dry peeking angles, it was working back on Vertigo, but now, what should have happened there is happening here. You are getting shut down. And so something needs to change for Vitality, and it's got to change quick. ZywOo's AWP looking to be that wind of change for Vitality has opened up into the A-bomb site. The rest of the gang hoping now to follow through. Masuda's Deagle has allowed for the bomb plant to come in, and now you're set up in a 4-on-3 post plant out in the open. Poison stripped the first man from the ranks, but he's surely dead to Apex. Now Double up for the hold. You're going to try and get them both out of there to play around this bomb.
Yes, tags are coming up quick though. He's walked the entire way. They don't actually know where these CTs are moving in from, but they've put AWPs in positions to hold off. Apex is not moving, and neither is JKS actually going down to save S-Tag. What's his plan? Is he going to try and sneak in at the end? They're running away now. He wants a couple of exit kills and backstabs, perhaps, and S-Tag doubles up. That's massive. Even if he dies here, those are huge kills for S-Tag. They can afford to lose a rifle here. Vitality, not quite as fortunate. Now, they do win an eco, right? They were planning for failure, and they end up with success. So Vitality still have enough for everything here, but those kills right at the end are going to have bitter consequences down the line for Vitality. So 2 for 1 right at the end is worth it. And yeah, Poison, he may get that kill onto Shocks, but prior to that, firing blanks, man, if he was able to hit some of those flicks on Vitality's Deagles coming up into A, maybe that would have been a retakeable round after all, but JKS did not like the odds. And so Cole will re-roll the dice with another rifle round. AWPs are plenty. Zywoo heading short fast, leading with the AWP. The spam is in, and it's delicious. That's 2 rounds in a row. Zywoo's been put down to 30. Last round, he went here, and he got naded really hard. Oh my goodness, they almost stop him right then and there. But he is taking a very dangerous angle.
Oh, yes, my boy. Wait. Oh.
Run.
Well, there was the chance. There was the opportunity. You're not going to get given that peek again by S-Tag. Not even he's wild enough to go for that twice in a row.
Yeah, and even, you know, compare the CT sides, right, Harry? When we had Vitality up at this kind of scoreline, they were just taking every fight they could. They were swinging stuff together. Obviously, very different map, but Cole, they're not keen to give away picks. They're not trying to let Vitality back in. They're just playing their setups. They're playing their crossfires. It's a good read in this round, moving a 3rd man up A just now as Vitality leave the lower site. Only Shoxy there. And so that gives you an option to escape and go back down connector if you want, but you still have a lot of the map to clear first. 30 seconds, Shox leaves B, and it seems like Vitality will inevitably be walking into the stack.
Yeah, 5 on 3 up in A. Poison here with his AWP, and it's been a fantastic AWP to get to watch. Let's see what he can do. As now he's got to rise above it all again. First man in, first man down. Shoxy hits the deck. Blame F and Poison going on a tear, and there's Blame to close it. This double hold of Blame and Poison in mid has been, I must just feel infuriated to play against the way that they bounce off of one another like some kind of pinball machine, mate. They're all helping each other out. The trades have been on point between these two, and then you factor in that NATO is there. Like, he died right away, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's the sheer numbers. It's the fact that Blame finally feels like he has a read over Apex. He has a read on the game. And he's in the head of the Frenchman right now, rent-free.
Yeah, absolutely. Apex, very different sights out of him on cam than the previous map. Laughing, getting boisterous. Apex is always loud, win or lose. But now you can see, I wouldn't even call that frustrations, but just shock or surprise for Vitality. How are we not winning these rounds? How are we, getting the first entry into a bomb site and still getting mauled like that? Great stuff out of Blame with the triple, and like you said, just baiting him for Poison. He gets tagged immediately on that round, down to 10, and he still comes out with a double kill because Blame has all eyes on him. 9-2, Vitality back to the drawing board. They need something different. Poison's got a spawn. A flash will keep him honest.
Yeah, I think that was a missed mid-Molotov, if I'm not mistaken, right? So Vitality were keen to explode onto the scene once that missed its mark. Blame. Waiting over here in Con. He would have heard the drop down, so he knows they're taking middle. He doesn't have support. He's here alone. And that kill is untradeable. Finally, this little dynamic duo of Blame F and Poison that have been so good at trading one another out if one of them does fall, well, you finally got them past it. While this is happening, S-Tag and Co have taken Monster away, so they now know it's not a B player. It's not looking like one. They might start to shuffle players over towards that upper site as a result. We've already got NATO there. JKS still hanging around in the B site. You can hear these footsteps over towards Con. We'll take the gamble. We'll rotate up. So right now, this B defense is all hinging on how much S-Tag can get away with. Apex cleared it, but had already decided mentally that no one was there. He looked and then looked away. And now JKS is back in position in time. Molly it short, denies the push. Poison catches ZywOo, trying to rotate back up to A. Now we can hear everyone else. Oh my god, a lot of bodies there. Too many for the AWP to deal with. This A bomb site defense now relies on NATO Suffix being able to hold the line. He's pushed up at long. Vitality might not be ready for that. JKS draws the attention in, drops the bomb as well, and that's all NATO's playing for, baby. That's the round for Complexity, nice. With NATO Suffix cleaning house.
Yeah, I love that round for Cole, right? The info, the communication, it's all pristine, it's all tip-top shape. Even when JKS makes that rotate up to AS, Tag calls very quickly that no, they are coming back down lower. I hear a guy running Monster that keeps 2 on B. And as Vitality lose this fight and they're all set up on short, they realize they can't even go, man. They're walking into what will be a stack, what will be early information for Vitality. They go back up and the net is already closed on A. Poison's already pushed up. He's the early warning system. Yes, he dies, but then JKS throws himself to the wolves just to let NATO win the round. It's not about the kills, it's about the closer. And NATO drops the bomb with seconds to spare, 10-2. And Cole are just all over the board. Now they're starting to take more fights. Peeking down middle with the Org, it's Blame, Poison on Party, but they're already up past him. And does Blame know this fact? It doesn't look like it. Timing has been grabbed by ZywOo, but Blame turns on a dime and delivers the goods. 5-on-2. And this D ground is as close as it gets to closed up. Poison, he wants more, and he should have it.
Oh, Masuta. Wherever there's one, there's actually two is what, you know, Vitality are having to learn the hard way right now.
This is insane. Like, this is such a beating. Vitality have had no room, even when they've tried on these, like, default rounds to do, you know, classic overpass, take water, get the mid-control, clear connector, you know, Complexity, push them back to the bomb site. So they do so, and they still always have the reads, whether it's, you know, S-Tag getting aggressive and getting B info, or just stacking up A, because B is very quiet. Cole have had the right players in the right places in every rifle round so far. 11-2. And is there any undoing this scoreline?
Oh,
even that, how do you not get punished? Like, you get away scot-free. Back to the bomb site.
Well, they're trying to do something about this B aggression that they must have pieced together is coming through. They're holding on for it. Oh, ZywOo with the opener, and now he's out of there again. He gets the AWP off of B. And so now, finally, you're in a 5-on-4. No chance at a trade, right? And on top of that, you've kind of put a seed of doubt in the minds of Complexity. They don't really know whether this is postured to be a B or an A play right now.
I wonder if Shock's call to ZywOo may come back. There's an AWP in Monster. I heard the scope. Please check it, because that's such an aware peak for ZywOo. Poison was holding the metal great there, the fencing. That was so aware for ZywOo. It might have been communication from Shocks. And even as you take this A site, you don't know about long. Your late long player is only coming in now. Shocks is going to give that info, though. Now you know about at least one. And so Apex doubles up with a spray transfer. That's so unlucky that they peak deep long right as Shocks gets there. Without that info, you know, I don't think Vitality are quite as aware just what's going on. And that might force a save. Finally, the money, it's not a worry for Cole, but if you want to have everything, you need these guns. And Vitality know that just as well as you do. Should be allowed from this point on.
Yeah, it's wild to me that Vitality are clutching at straws to try and manage a 4-round half, right? If they get 3-12 here, I don't know if that's enough room to recover. I mean, we already saw that be the case for Complexity back on Vertigo just moments ago. So you've finally been able to break this streak. You're hoping this is where you can chain 2 rounds together to close out the half. As you mentioned, because of that save, Complexity are going to have everything they could possibly need. Look, we got this replay. Wonderful shot out of ZywOo. Poison never knows what hits him. And it's that kill that really starts to have the whole round spiral out of control, because finally, Complexity can't go for those info plays. They're having to play very reactive. They get dealt that awkward timing over towards A long. And so you found your little momentum break, but was it just one round of respite before the dominance was set to continue? Gonna have this nade stack onto the boost. Woo! But the opener is actually Shoxy, spamming the smoke, dealing with JKS on the other side. Another early man advantage for Vitality. And so this is gonna leave them right where they wanna be to find 4 at the half.
Double orbs are always scary on Overpass, and both still sit strong on this A site. That's where Vitality are just making a bit of noise. Ibu throwing in his utility. We'll see where these Conga players go as they climb up connector, clearing corners. Orb is waiting for them, Poison. On the right angle. Oh no, he moves out. Good timing though, that's the bomb. That's all the info in the world. Yes, Poison dies, but that 1-for-1 allows you to stack A if you want. Cole are not convinced. They realize Vitality are gonna make a move back down connector, and S-Tag takes Apex with him. Still Vitality look to group down a B, and so Cole keep 2 here. This is still the perfect read. We said Cole have had every right play in the book, and this is no exception. Flash over, they don't know shots is deep. S-Tag swings it though, and with a flash from NATO, takes out another. NATO's here to draw him in, and S-Tag's ready to knock him down. ZywOo will trade, and it's a 1v1 for the half between AWPers.
Oh, Blame's seen him. ZywOo, 15 seconds. He needs to get this bomb down or the kill. He's looking for the latter, but Blame won't give it over. Eventually just having to tap in these numbers. Blame fakes the run-up. On the angle is ZywOo, and there's 4 to close it out for Vitality. But is that going to be enough? They've given themselves a slightly easier time than Complexity had back on Vertigo. But to say it was ever going to be easy, I'd be lying to you.
Pressure in the tournament, I don't think so. I think honestly it's probably the opposite. Like the fact that we came into this tournament because of our situation, we didn't really set high expectations or anything like that. We just took a game at a time, and we knew that whatever we managed to do as a team, we should be happy with. So yeah, with that mentality of taking a game, you know, day by day and one game at a time, I think that helped us a lot at not feeling any pressure. So now going to the playoffs, we also have the same mentality, you know, like we're about to face, you know, the best teams in the world, and we know that we are heavy underdogs in the situation. So I think if anything, like we have a lot of like surprising factors that could help us to keep going through.
Vitality take a deep breath as the halftime break concludes, and for Complexity, they breathe a sigh of relief. This series is not over before all is said and done after a dominant start on Vertigo for the Frenchmen. They have really been dealt their match here in the playoffs round of 12, and Complexity 11-4 up on Vitality's map pick. All right, I'm on board.
Yeah, I mean, they're out for revenge after getting dealt a dominant scoreline back on their map pick of Vertigo. They want to show they can fight alongside the Frenchmen here. How will their T side hold up? We've seen a lot of teams struggle here. Vitality apparently no exception to that rule.
Oh,
double nades onto
well.
Masuta. That sucks for him. He's just trying to jump peek for the info outside of B. Also, seeing a double nade stack onto the boost there, that might make you believe that it's going to be a B play, right? That's a decent bit of utility for a pistol round to have just been lobbed in to a bomb site that you might not even ever commit to if you're Complexity.
Yeah, the only problem with that is yeah, Vitality, they move 4 down B, and then they realize, like, nothing's coming, it's no rush, and that gives Cole time to go back up, and Cole has so much map control to clear out before they take A. So Vitality, it goes both ways. They fall B, and now they stack up on top. Shox' timing is going to be a bit awkward, a bit skew-if, and they might not respect that smoke. Why bother? Masuta blind, great flashbang, and JKS gets the entry. He was only 10 health anyway after the nades. Apex has to give up A and wait for Shox to stab him in the back. But, oh, that's a light-out shot. ZywOo does the same through the smoke, and Shox is doubling back to long. The position he just gave up, there's no picks open to him, and not to anyone. In fact, Poison doubles before Shox eventually gets his revenge, and it's bittersweet. 1v3, seemingly undoable, even for Shox.
Oh, yeah, he's certainly trying to give them a run for their money, but they just won't fight. That's his problem right now. They won't fight him till they want to, till they have to. And Nato Safik swinging at the end, puts 12 on the board for Complexity. What do you do now if you're Vitality? Do you want to force this? Do you want to try and, you know, have you risk your first rifle round being against 14?
Well, there's this little map called Mirage, Harry.
Yeah.
And that's already entering the back of your mind.
Yeah, it does feel like we're destined to get there now, doesn't it, Hugo?
2 dominant games as well. Don't get me wrong, there's always time for a comeback. Pistols often seal your fate if the force buy falls as well. ZywOo Scout, though, I've seen this one do some dirty things before. Already Cole playing a lot safer out of the gate, right? These are, you know, flashing party like that. I don't think Vitality ever did it, and Poison was able to get away with a lot on the party position with an AWP. Even in the second round, when you know only a scout can be out, Cole still play it as safe as they can. They creep up long, no one here. ZywOo hears the noise, though. He knows at a certain point he's got to back up to the bomb site. Shox is going to see this long play at the same time. This is not fun for Vitality. They know they're getting toyed with, pushed back. And they still haven't rotated anyone up either. S-Tag's checking for B aggro. There's none of that for Vitality right now. And as a result, Cole are going to walk right back down into this lower site. Is Poison going to backstab, or is he going to sell the fake? He's thrown all his utility.
But now as you hear these flashes on short, Vitality are rubbing their hands together like, okay, boys, look, it's looking like we've made the right read here. It's looking like we've stacked our chips in the right place. It's just a pop flash through for Complexity. It's really all they can do. If you wait for that smoke to fade, you've got a matter. Oh, Vitality are rotating away. Vitality are going A, and it's only Kyojin left on the B site. Oh no, it goes quiet for so long that they start to doubt themselves. They start to doubt the stack. And they up and leave in the final 20 seconds.
I can't even blame them there, to be honest. They knew they'd given up all the room on A, right? They were playing back in the bomb site. Cole could be just around the corner on A, short in toilets, but they'd never seen anything outside of B other than the short control, which could have just been a ruse, right? 15 seconds on the clock when that flash came through Monster. There was no room for error for Complexity with that play, but luckily, as Vitality misread, as you said, well, there was no error to be made. 13-4, and a full eco before Vitality even have a say in this map. got to give it to Cole to get battered like that on Vertigo and come back looking this good. Not many teams can do that. Not with a standing, not in the playoffs, not on their opponent's map pick. All these details pointed away from Cole, yet they still held on.
Yeah, and power to him, man. I mean, I really didn't expect this. You know, even if you were looking at complexity going, yeah, they can win Overpass, they've done it before. I don't think you were imagining them picking it up this dominantly, right? That's the scary part. This is going to be 14-4 when the guns are next out for Vitality, and that's their one chance to embark on this huge comeback. You know, if they don't win that, then it's GG. Then it's over. Then we go into Mirage.
So these 8-legged creepy crawlies walking up into the A-bomb site right now. Flamehead making money. And, well, we'll split the check with NATO. It's only Kyojin's USP. This is past the port of call. 14-4. So many similarities in this and that Vertigo game for the other team. And 5 Alive is going to make things even finer for complexity. I don't know. You know, you want to try and consider the comeback storyline. You want to try and hype Vitality up as a team we know they can be. There's a 6-win streak on the line about to be broken for the Frenchmen on Overpass. None of these things matter with what we're seeing in this map and series. Cole, 2 rounds away.
Yeah, so as mentioned, this is your opportunity. This is your one chance to get anyone believing again, Vitality. Missed shot for ZywOo on the opener. Nade stack back onto the boost, but this time doesn't find any damage.
Yeah, when you set the precedent of doing that play in a pistol round, you know Vitality are going to be very careful once the guns come back out. 3 nades this time as well. Masuta wouldn't have lived if he was there this time around. It's a boost up for Apex, gives you some con control, semblance of it. This is a B round. They went back up to A to show face, and Shock's timing could elude him. Oh my goodness, he has swapped sides with Poison. They look aware. ZywOo going to check it out, but oh, he saw the back. ZywOo definitely saw the back. Now Shox is looking in the smoke, and he's got the kill as well. 5-on-4. Vitality now know that was just one man alone. Where's the rest of the hit?
Oh, well, they piece it together now. Kyojin wide swings Monster and gives up that opening B pick. Masuta's got to hold the line. The nade from Apex is good. And Masuta's spray deals with the majority of these cold players. It's not cold players. That's COL. Just NATO Sapphics now. And he will get spammed out by Apex.
But it feels like exactly what Cole showed us at the last of previous map, right? Like just a couple of consolation rounds, or we got the guns out, or full try-hard mode, guys, don't give them anything. And yeah, okay, there are a couple of ways to slip up there for complexity, but they have so much breathing room. I don't think at any point they're going to feel pressured. Not in these first 5 or so, at least. Poison's having a banger of a series as well, 26-12 in this map. A T-side open, the first opportunity to do so. Him and BlameF were double orbing toilets come the end of the CT side. And ZywOo, not being quiet, in the top of his team, in fact, but not been much of a margin to work with here for Vitality. Cole again, walk up long side, no one here. No information. ZywOo's still trying to keep an eye on it with that front toilet smoke down. Shox is spotting it as well, but even a well-placed orb can find this pick. Flash does nothing. ZywOo hears it and he knows what's coming.
Yeah, but he's on a timer because of this toilet smoke eventually. He's got to think about conceding this. Does have Shocks nearby to help out, and so striking the first man from the tally, ZywOo will now fall back, hoping that this baits them into Shoxy and this little double toilet setup. That was also the bomb spotted. That's why we're going to see this rotation out of Masuta up into the site. Shocks swings ahead of the flashes and is good for a double, dropping the bomb. Shoxy on a tear. Triple in the toilets and a 6th on the board for Vitality. It still pales in comparison to the 14 up on the board for Cole, but these are at least steps in the right direction for Vitality. Now finally breaking the money of Complexity as well. This 7th round should come pretty freely to the Vitality squad.
Yeah, very dangerous for Shoxy there to get aggressive, right? Like, you know you have the cover of ZywOo, you've got to hold his divider at the same time, but he hears that molly get pulled, and Shox knows he can get away with absolute murder there. Doubles up. Flash over the top and tries to take middle. Sees nothing. He's going to be calling to his team now. Watch out on that B bomb side, boys. Watch out on that boost spot as well. Cole are going to do this till he gets him a kill. And so I don't think we'll ever see Vitality be going for those early round boosts. Play through Monster with just pistols. Flash dodge, Kyojin. He needs some warm-up kills here, but it's only good for one after the Deagle bites back. And Masuta's under attack. Luckily, Apex keeps it clean. 3 up for Vitality. And, you know, you're up against the wall, so money isn't really a factor at 14-7. You're just buying until this game is over. Kyojin, paling in comparison to Vertigo, though. He's 5-19 right now, Harry. Certainly not how we saw him start in this series. He was 22-12 by the end of Vertigo. 22-7 in the first half.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a mare right now. And, you know, the reason the saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall exists is for moments like this, in a way, right? When you come off the back of a chart-topping performance, you know, like game of life, as we were saying, and then you arrive here on Overpass wanting to keep that same positivity, that same, you know, confidence about you. But you're like getting wrecked even on eco rounds, you know, that just hurts the mental game even more. And I think especially for someone who is, you know, in comparison to the guys around him, so much less experienced, it can be difficult to get your head back in the game.
There's still time for it, though. There's still time, but Cole want to shut off the clock right now. This would be the round to do it, to lock in 15, to keep Vitality sweating. Mid-util going in, trying to push back this AWP, but it's coming to them. ZywOo push party, sees no one. And that is massive information, but a missed shot up close. NATO, dead man in the middle of mid. On the stairwell, he's going to lay there for the rest of the round. And the rest of Vitality, who are doubled up on long, push to try and flank. They actually decide against it, going back. Oh dear, Apex needs something, anything in this B-bomb site, being sprayed right now, and he can't live, nor can he get a kill. 4-on-4. ZywOo trying to stall the plant out, could buy time. The nade as well is a big one. They move off the bomb in just the last second before it connects, and now the flank is set up on short.
Yeah, they've also taken deep CT, so these short players have got to alleviate some of the pressure, but instead, feels like they're making matters worse. The numbers are thinned out for Vitality. This bomb isn't down yet, but it is looking to get planted by BlameF eventually, if it needs to. I mean, there's still 40 seconds here, and thus far, Vitality have been keen to fight you. With ZywOo winning that fight over Poison, now the pressure is back on these site players to try and get that bomb planted, and they start to realize just how deep this hole goes. They learn about the short player. They know ZywOo's up in heaven. BlameF does not have a lot of room to feel comfortable here. Anytime he taps this bomb, he's worried about getting re-peaked, and the tap and the fake gives the info over that this is a B play. The flash is brilliant from ZywOo, and it sets up Shocks to close that round out cleanly.
Yeah, poor Blame as well, right? There's no open plant when you know, as you said, heaven and short are both taken. There's nothing safe for Blame. He has to fake it. He has to try and draw a fight out. But as he does, Shocks calls for ZywOo to come back down, and he flashes him in. That looks scary for a second. I don't know what the call was for Vitality. They didn't want a full flank monster. They all wanted to group short, and that was fine. They're all taking fights. The big detail is Shocks doesn't, right? 2 players die on short. Shocks doesn't try and throw himself in trades. He slows it down alongside ZywOo, and he lets Cole complicate it for themselves. Awkward flashes in middle. Apex, though, takes the space that ZywOo couldn't. ZywOo now sees them, and that's everything for Apex. He was just about to up and leave, and now he knows they're coming his way.
Oh, no. Oh, no. ZywOo's dead in middle. choosing to hang around, choosing to fight that. And now Shox.
Oh no,
He
not
can't
to pistols.
hold on either. This might be the eco round victory for Complexity. They partial bought in this one. They wanted guns in the next, but they're here in the now and aggressing up towards this A bomb site. It's only Masuta and Kyojin left to try and make a difference.
4 to keep the map alive, and it's going to fall by the wayside. Both players dead to JKS, and everyone taking fight. The favor Cole, they're ready for it. They're waiting. They're sitting back, relaxed, with the clock on their side. And yeah, that is a frustrating round to lose. Everyone falls. Apex gets 1 there, and then the pistols come through. It's got to make you a bit sad.
Dude, I'm gonna cry, Shox. Come on now, dog. You got this, homie.
If you don't laugh, you will cry. Well, Cole are laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, that one felt a little bit like, you know, sunk cost fallacy almost, right? Like they'd already had one man die, the others. I think once you lose Apex going 1-for-1, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, 1-for-1 against an eco sucks, but hey, it's better than what happened next, right? Which is everyone trying to trade those kills out in middle.
Yeah.
ZywOo getting caught by the pistol rush, and then Shox hanging around to try and have a big hero moment. You know, you had like 3 players attempt the round-winning play, and every single one of them ruined their opportunity.
Oh,
this aggression
fantastic.
outside of B is caught by S-Tag. And so this might be the beginning of the end for Vitality here on Overpass.
That's not going to boost your confidence. 5 and 22, you walk T-spawn. Guys, I'm out monster, it's free. I'm in T-spawn. Oh, he's holding T-spawn. Okay, cool. And yeah, this is the kind of patience that pays off in dividends for Cole. It's what won them the previous round. Even waiting there a middle a few seconds, you know, allowed Vitality to get overconfident, to feel like they had that mid control. They're probably calling, like, guys, we've got full mid. There's 1, maybe 2 dudes here. Watch out your B side, watch out your connector. And then ZywOo doesn't realize they snuck up on the left wall. That's why he gets caught running back as well. So these patient rounds out of Complexity, it's not much to him, but they're all catching out the Frenchman. ZywOo legged on his retreat. Don't know how Poison hit that. ZywOo gone. Shox's orb now needs to be strong, and he'll find JKS, but Molly's down. Don't give him a lot of room to move. Headshot to blame, but Cole are not deterred.
Yeah, missed shot for ZywOo, and he's tagged low in the process. They're getting closer. Apex will hold the line for now, and ZywOo wins his long fight. S-Tag throwing into this clutch attempt, but he needs a plant and spammed out through the smoke. It was only a matter of time. Vitality find their way to 9, but they now need 6 in a row to force for time out of this game.
It's impressive for Vitality that they're still holding on, but ultimately you're just thinking, Cole, I've got this in the bag. You still are. You're not worried yet. Double digits is maybe where things get a little bit more worrying. But a patient start for Cole gives them those opening kills yet again. They can't quite close this time around. ZywOo's AWP has been through thick and thin, man. It's been holding on the entire map, even when the rest of his team haven't really been there around him. Now we're starting to get others stepping up. Masuta's had some rounds, Shox as well. Nice shots with the AWP in that one. But it's really just been ZywOo. Even so, for Complexity, Poison's still nearing that 30 bomb. NATO's slowed down from his 9-1 start. But S-Tag has filled that void in numbers at least. 15-9, it's crunch time.
Yeah, look at what Vitality have got in this round. I mean, double MP9 up again.
Ooh, blind.
It's fine, it's fine. He's not punished for it. ZywOo waiting up here. Boosted angle at long. He's got Shox alongside him as well. Missed shot for ZywOo means Shox's MP9 has got to stand and deliver. Only good for the first. The AWP knocked out, and ZywOo's going to get out of there while he can with the 4-on-3. They need to be ready for someone up close on short. They're not considering JKS. Gets the first.
How?
Missed shots from Apex has meant that JKS is still a threat, still applying pressure. He's looking for the trade, but JKS takes Apex out of the round, and that's the A-bomb site wide open now. A start that looked good for Vitality quickly turns sour.
And that's been these last few, hasn't it? Cole, this is the closer. There's a kit available for the retake, but Masuta's making noise, hoping Kyojin can find something coming up through this smoke. It's gone down again. Re-smoke cut out. And as more time goes on and Cole don't see a flank, they start to consider that everyone's here just waiting behind this utility. There's the jiggle, and there's the shot from NATO's AWP. It's now all on Kyojin, bottom of the server. And he's not going to get lifted up here and now. JKS closes it out. 3 kills in the round from him, and massive impact to find Cole to close it. It was a little bit scrappy, but they get it over the line. They lock in the map pick of Vitality, breaking that 6 winning streak. And now we go to Mirage to close the round of